Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kiana and thank you for watching this video. If you did tune in for this video, please introduce yourself down below. I am new to YouTube, returning to YouTube, and making plenty of videos, as you can tell by the title. So I'd love to get to know who's watching my videos and what your favorite plants are at the moment, what you're excited for 2025 with your plants, maybe your wish list. So definitely let me know down below. In today's video, I want to talk about my top houseplants right now, mostly probably anthurium, although there are a couple that I've gotten recently that I'm excited about, but I haven't really grown them. I just got them from the store, so we'll see if they live and thrive here. Without further ado, here are my top favorite houseplants right now in my collection. There are some that may not look their best right now, but I'm excited to see what they do in the spring, so just keep that in mind. Okay, let's go check out the plants. Okay, I don't know what this is, and I don't know enough about anthurium yet to guess what this is, but I just think that it is the coolest thing ever. It's a no ID from Steve's Leaves. If you don't know what Steve's Leaves is, it's a nursery here based in Dallas, Texas, which is also where I'm based. I think they're in Louisville, so it's about 20 minutes from where I'm at right now, but they mostly sell online. You can buy stuff from them online or on Palm Street. But anyway, I think that this plant is just gorgeous. I wish the camera would make it look better. Like, can you tell? Wow. So up close, it definitely looks like a really dark green, but as these leaves come in, they're almost like a reddish purple, very, very dark color. And then the veining here is like bright, like a sunburst, like a shooting star. It is the most beautiful thing. The only gripe I have with this plant is that I don't know, maybe it's the fertilizer I'm using, and someone might have an idea of what's going on here, because this leaf looks perfect, right? But whenever I water it after the leaf starts to harden off, it does this thing where it folds back. So this leaf has done that, and then this leaf here that I grew, you can see, folds back like quite a bit, and I don't know why it's doing that, because otherwise as it's growing out it folds more outwards. You can kind of tell. See, you see that? It's kind of puckering out. So I don't know why it's doing this. I have noticed that this happened both times, if I'm remembering correctly. My hypothesis is that when I water this plant with CalMag, which I only do once a month, it does that. So if anyone has any tips or feedback, that would be so appreciated, because I'm like actually obsessed with this plant. Like the leaves, as they grow in, I just stare and stare, and I think it's so beautiful. Especially the darker color with those vibrant veins is so pretty to me. And another exciting thing about this plant is that it is now in caterpillar. Can't really tell, but there's a caterpillar in there. Can you see that? Right here. Wowza. Steve's Leaves did their big one with this one. I'm gonna put that back. Okay, so the next plant I wanted to show you guys today is one that I think ends up in like every video I've made so far, like on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever. But I just am, this is my baby, okay? The Home Depot Doc Block Michelle craze hit my area, if you will, and I wasn't able to get one. I went to Home Depot near my office a couple times right after work or during my lunch break, and they were never there. Anyway, someone local to me was able to find them at Home Depot. They were like going crazy, going to a bunch of different stores, and they ended up picking a couple of extras, and so I got one through them. I am really excited about my Michelle because she's special and unique and perfect. But no, really, she's actually a little bit different. So this is like the leaves that my Michelle came with. We've got these super dark, normal lobes. Very pretty. It still has all of them. But the first leaf that came out in my care was this one here. And it's got like a fused sinus. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me show. It is looking a little butthole-y, but you can tell the sinus is fused, and the lobes or what would have been lobes, are a little like misshapen. And I posted about this in Advanced Anthurium Addicts on Facebook, and they said that sometimes a Michelle, because it's a complex hybrid, will throw out fused lobes here and there. But then I got this next leaf, and it's also fused and gigantic. Look at this next to my head. I have a big head, mind you, so wow. It's still hardening off, but this leaf is so dark and pretty, and you can see the veins are just so gorgeous on this one. So yeah, I love my Michelle. And this sinus is also very fused, and it's cool because the silver veining just kind of like goes crazy up there where it fuses. I just love it so much. You can see on the back like there is a little gap where it wanted to almost not fuse, and it's the same on the other leaf, but then it ended up staying this way. So I don't know if it'll keep giving me leaves like this, but while it does, I will happily enjoy them the way that they are, because I love it so much. This plant lives right here, front and center on my shelves, so I'm always seeing it. And then also, what's been exciting me about this plant lately is that it gave me an offset. So I have a little baby leaf all the way down here. Can you see it? Can you see this little baby leaf down here? So I've got an offset growing on my Michelle, which is so exciting. Hopefully I can get it to continue to grow and then share that with someone who is looking for one or doesn't have one locally, or whatever it may be. But I'm just super excited to have this plant. I've had no problems with it since I got it, and it was very nerve-wracking for me. So I'm excited to be taking good care of it. It does have some little scratches here and there, but I think that is from the cold. Here it'll be like in the 20s, the teens, and then it'll be in the 70s. So my plants aren't confused, but they're doing their best. And I also grow them all in ambient. Like I don't have any humidifiers or anything. I just have the lights on the shelves. So usually within the past 2 weeks or throughout February, the lowest that my humidity got to throughout February was around 12 or 16. And now it's at 34. For context about how I'm growing these, and I haven't had any or many problems. And I'm also getting another flower, so this is the second bloom this plant is giving me with me. So maybe I can try my hand at crossing this with something else that I have that's blooming in the spring or in the summer. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. She's gorgeous and beautiful and perfect. Okay, so the third plant I am sharing is probably one of my favorites of all time, not just the month of February. I just love the shape of these leaves and the veining on these leaves, so I'll go ahead and show you. This is a Carla Blackier by Flat Bessier Af. I got it from BB Tropicals on Palm Street. A lot of the plants, or most of the plants that I got in this order arrived with pretty bad cold damage, but this one has very much bounced back from that cold damage and is looking gorgeous. So I'll show you. It came with, this was the first leaf, and then I had this leaf, which like I had to cut in half basically because of all the cold damage that was here, and luckily it didn't spread. After that, this was the first leaf that grew in my care, and it is so dark green and kind of bumpy. I love how bulate this leaf is, this plant is. So it's just like the perfect cutie little heart shape, and I love how dark it is compared to some of my other plants in here. It's not exactly black, but it is definitely very dark, and I just love that combined with the veining on this, and it has a little bit more open of a sinus. So this is the newest leaf, and it is looking so deliciously perfect to me, like you're kidding. Are you joking? I love this baby so much. And it's got this, what I'm learning and assuming is blister variegation on this leaf. I'm not the biggest fan of variegation on anthurium. I think most of the time it makes the plant look sick. This leaf has it very minimal on the front and then a little bit more on the back, so I'm hoping it doesn't warp the way the leaf develops in any way, but I will try to show you. There's a little here and also up here. You can kind of see that. And then on the back of the leaf, I don't know if you can tell. Can you see? It's a lot more on the back of the leaf than it is on the front. On both sides near the lobes. So I love this little plant so much. To be honest, this is my favorite little leaf. I could probably just like sit here and stare at it on camera all day, but I won't do that because we have other plants to see. But just know that I'm very reluctantly putting this back on the shelf. Okay, advance warning, the next plant I'm showing you does not look good. Okay. Yeah. This plant is obviously in need of some loving. Here's the backstory, okay? I went to Home Depot on Valentine's Day and I saw these philodendron Elchoka reds in water balls, looking absolutely horrendous. But here's the thing, I always wanted an Elchoka red. It's been about 6 years and I just never got one because of the pricing. This thing was $20 and it was sitting in this bowl with no water at all, looking beat the hell up. And I said, hey, I want to take this plant home, you guys, but it doesn't look great. Can you give me a discount? They gave me this thing for $10. $10. Are you kidding? Of course I took it home. Of course. So what I did, I brought it home and I just put fresh water in this little bowl. I've done literally nothing else to it. I just put water in this bowl, but I'm mostly just trying to see if it will like yeet itself into non-existence or if it will be fine. And it's actually pushing a lot of new roots. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there are like happy growing roots in here, which is good. And it's activated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's activated 4 or 5 nodes on that stem that's in there. So I'm really excited about this because I'm hoping at least some part of it will survive and I can repot it into actual soil, get it on a moss pole, living its best life, because the Elchoka red out of philodendrons is just one of my favorites of all time. I'd say that and maybe varicosum, but varicosum attract way too many spider mites for me. Like, I've been through horror stories with varicosum, and so I just don't think I could get myself to buy another one, but I do love the way they look. So I'm super excited to have this because it actually does have the very red backs. I think that the leaf shape on this one is like damn near perfect and the colors are so pretty. So very excited about my $10 Home Depot find. Although she looks like crap right now, she has so much potential. It's crazy. Okay, I think I've picked the last plant I want to show today. I'm trying not to pick the ones that I always put in videos, like my TikToks or in pictures on Instagram or whatever it may be. This next plant is a Delta Forest by Purple Yerple. And Purple Yerple is a red crystal from Wild Roots Nursery. This plant, it's like a baby seedling. It only had 2 leaves when I got it, so I'll show you the first 2. So there's this one here. It's got a little bit of, I don't know, pest spray or something on it, but I just liked how flat it was, so this is the biggest leaf it had when I got it. Then I grew this leaf and it's a little more heart-shaped, but the veining is like really nice on this one. And then the next leaf it's put out in my care. This leaf is still hardening off too, so it's gonna get a little bit bigger, but this is what it's looking like. I don't need to be holding this tray. Anyway, this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna tuck this here so you can see. It looks to me like it's getting flatter at the top, and then also the veins are like crazy. They almost look like lightning to me. I love this plant so much, but it's so baby, so I'm really excited to see how it grows. I'm thinking that I can either up pot it into a bigger pot and see if I get like a much bigger leaf from that, or just top up the soil so some of these little aerial roots can grow out into the soil. But yeah, I just think that this leaf is so nice. Anyway, the veining on this is so insane for like such a small leaf to have this type of veining is going to be really cool when it grows out. I also hope that some of the emergence will get like a really cool color as it matures, but that's like secondary to me because I just don't have anything else that is shaped like this or has veins like this at this size. That's really crazy to me. It almost reminds me of like a king clarinervium, queen clarinervium, whichever one it is, that has like the really insane veining and the more rounded shape. And I think I'll leave it at that because I don't want to show the whole collection. So that's going to be my last plant of the day. I don't want to like yap for an hour and a half about my plants, although I very much could. If you guys do want to see my whole collection, or you want to see like a houseplant tour, collection tour, I'm happy to do so. Just let me know down below. And if you stayed this long, let me know what type of videos you want to see. If you want to see how I am growing my plants without any humidifiers or growing cabinets, or if you want to know like where I like to buy them from, see unboxing videos, all that kind of stuff, just leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you what you want to see. If not, just let me know which plant was your favorite from this video, or if you have any questions about anything that you saw behind me, and I can respond there. Please, I'd appreciate it if you give this video a like. If you want to see more of my content in the future, subscribe, all the things that YouTubers are supposed to say at the end of the video. Okay, bye!